Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we continue with Yes, a song off of the 90125 album from 1983. We saw another clip from this same concert, which is 2017, and also includes Rick Wakeman, which is a real nice bonus. They're going to be playing Changes, a song that got a lot of radio airplay. I don't know if it actually charted or not, but it was certainly out there. It was kind of popular. So I thought that would be fun to look at. We looked at Owner of a Lonely Heart at one point from this show, and that ended up being a lot of fun. They extended it out to 8 minutes, and they made good use of the extra time. So I don't know if that's going to happen here or not, but I think it'll be interesting to see. Of course, Trevor Rabin is also on board here to sing and play guitar. So, Adrian, do you have any thoughts up front before we dive into this?
Yeah, I do vaguely remember this song on the radio.
Yeah, you don't hear it as much these days, but it was in some airplay at the time. I remember that. Let's revisit it, and we'll discuss afterwards.
All right.
Changes, I'll never be the same. Something you did touch me, there's no one else to blame. The love we had has fallen, the love we used to share. Left me here believing as if you didn't care. Changing places, put yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. Hard work can bring you out. Changes. See no happiness. All the warmth I gave you is turned to emptiness. The love we had is falling. The love we used to share left me here believing love that wasn't fair. Changing places, put yourself to the ground. Went to the wise where you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes. When I look into there's no way to save it now. And everything I feel changes, changes, changes. Between you and I, your heart is inside your head. One word from you, one word from me, a clear design on your liberty. You could believe when love is gone, how we move on like everyone. Only such fools, such jealous hearts. Only through love changes come. Change, changing places. Put yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes one road to loneliness. It's always the same. One road to happiness. It's calling your name. Change, changing places. Put yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes, change, changing places. Put yourself to the ground. Word to the wise where you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes.
Wow, okay, that brought back a lot of memories. Thoughts, Adrian?
Right. It sounds interesting. A lot of people, I know a lot of people trash this album. I've been guilty of the same thing, but looking back at it, they hadn't really lost their prog edge at all. And this song illustrates that.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
They learned how to put the prog ideas into more radio-oriented attitude without losing the prog aspects, and that's a challenge.
It really is. And I agree with you. Yeah. 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 At the time, I was kind of the same way. I mean, I was lukewarm on the album. I thought, it's not bad. I was like, there's some good work on this. I'm not sure I would have called it Yes at the time. It was certainly a decent album. I mean, I would say solid 3.5 stars. Now, with the benefit of time, I mean, when I hear things off the record, I realize it's pretty much still in step with the earlier Yes work. There are movements, you know. I know that this song may have started with Trevor Rabin. I have that suspicion. Then the rest of the group took part in reshaping it and making it something that's really worthy of the band. And there were so many influences, too, that I heard in this song that were contemporary at the time. For example, I know we just watched Digital Man by Rush, and that's from 1982. And of course, this album's from 1983. We noticed that that song had some Police influences in it. And this one does too. You know, as soon as they broke into, you know, with the band, the full band, it was practically the Message in a Bottle riff.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, amazingly. And you know, the opening thing that they do is not unlike what we would hear, not just from Yes, but King Crimson sound like that a little bit, like maybe Discipline, which was a couple years before. I think that was 81, right? Yeah. And I even heard when they got to the second verse and they kind of had that groove, doom, doom, bum, boom, that sounded like it was influenced by Children of the Damned by Iron Maiden to me. You know, like I was hearing all these things like right around that time. And even when Trevor Rabin was fingerpicking going into the first verse, sounded to me like Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits. You know, so it's just steeped in that particular time period, you know, grabbing influences and yet creating something that is very much their own piece of music, you know, their own original music. I just found that really interesting.
They also had Rick Wakeman. You can't miss him.
Oh, yeah.
Only he could get away with wearing a cape like that.
All right, so folks, why don't you let us know what this triggered for you? If you were back there in the day hearing the song for the first time when it was new, or if you only just heard it for the first time today, just let us know what your experience is. If you had the record, did you ever see the band play it live? Would you go see them play it, knowing they were going to play this? Anything like that. And this particular performance with Rick Wakeman and, of course, John Anderson. I'm not sure that John was actually in Yes at the time, but this seems to have been a special show for whatever reason. And if you have other suggestions for us, please leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us. And we'll catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See you later.